I've been wanting to drive this car for so long. Grab some pizza and maybe change location.
Fucking machine, there we go, perfect.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm off-roading the brand new 2022 Ford Bronco, courtesy of Ford Lebanon. I'm really excited to show you what this car is all about. Weather apps is actually raining, but we have blue sky today, so thank God for that. Let's jump in and show you all its exciting stuff. Alright, so let's start off by taking an exterior walk around of the 2022 Ford Bronco. It's finished in this beautiful cyber orange. If you want to get the Bronco, you have to get it in this spec. It looks really beautiful. You can see I found a pretty nice location, to really test what this car is all about on these off-roady type of roads. If you take a closer look, you can see we don't have the Sasquatch package on this Wildtrak example. I've been told that in Lebanon, the two-door version doesn't get the Sasquatch package, the Wildtrak, But you can see we do have pretty massive tires. I believe these are the 33-inch wheels. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can see we have 17-inch rims. They look tiny on those tires. If we take a closer look towards the front, you can see I already have it all dirty. Driving to this road, but you can see the beautiful black grille. I love the white Bronco lettering. I much prefer it over the Bronco Raptor with the Ford emblem. You can see the LED daytime running lights. I believe these are optional. The lesser trim levels don't get these as daytime running lights. At the bottom, this is plastic, not the steel we're used to see on the higher trim levels. But you can see we have a tow hook over here with LED fog lamps. And then over here, if you want to maybe put something on the roof so you can tie it up to here, and it says maximum load is 150 pounds. I'm not too sure how much that is in kilograms. But what do you think of the overall look? I'm a big fan of the design of the Ford Bronco. It really looks aggressive, and it's different than the Jeep Wrangler that we're used to see. The Wrangler has been around for quite some time now, seeing that this car basically does a lot what the Wrangler does, but in a different body, different vibe to it. You'll notice the mirrors over here are not connected to the doors because the doors can be removed. Unfortunately, we don't have the tools for it today to remove it, but I will be removing the roof. Alright, so to remove the roof, it's a pretty easy operation. You simply unlatch these latches over here, and then this should lift right up. Take a look at that. Let me just set it up easily. There we go. We have the HOSS or HOS system. I'm not too sure what the acronym for that is, but you can see the upgraded suspension, Wildtrak emblem over here. I'm gonna jump inside, show you all its exciting stuff later on, but let me just complete our walk around. The design on the rear end is very muscular, like the front. You'll notice the LED lights. They do look a lot like the Jeep Wrangler. Some of you guys have pointed that out, but I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks amazing with the spare tire in the back. You'll notice we have a camera over here. Now to open up the split tailgate, you simply push on here. It's pretty heavy, especially with the tire, but look, it opens up a lot, as you can see. Let's open up the split tailgate. Take a look at that. We don't have much space, unfortunately, with the two seats up, but if you fold that, you do get amazing amount of space. This whole section can be removed as well, and you can see the roll cage over here again in cyber orange. This is a two-man operation because you have to unlock these bolts over there and then remove the wiring for the wipers and whatnot, and then lift it. And then down below, let me just remove that quickly. Excuse the mess. Take a look at that. We have a small cubby space with a jack over here. Then you can fold down the seats from here by pushing this, and then it folds down. Let me just close it up. Keep that window open. How cool does that look? I can't wait to spend the whole day with this car. We have a lot of things planned. So let's go ahead and jump into the interior. So as I already mentioned, this is a brand new car. I'm the first person to actually drive it. It had only 100 kilometers on the clock when I first got delivery of it. But you can see, wait, let me just turn off the light so it stops screaming at us. You'll notice again the body color over here. It's all, pretty hard materials. The door is lightweight, obviously, so you can lift it up. It's really easy to basically swing around. It's frameless. The door mirrors, as I mentioned, they're not connected to the doors, so you can drive around without the doors, and you still have the mirrors. You can see the door handle over here. It's pretty all hard material, as you can see, plastic and whatnot, with the unlocking and locking the vehicle from here. And a small cubby space. It isn't much, maybe for a bottle of water. Because this doesn't have the Sasquatch package, we don't have the locking differentials over there, so you'll notice, let me just zoom in. So you'll notice empty buttons, but it's all right. Take a look at that with the seats. They're not the leather seats, which honestly I prefer for off-roading. These are the cloth seats, and you'll notice the Bronco emblem over here. A pretty nice design. They're actually comfortable. Not the most supportive, but I'll give them that. With manual adjustments over here, as you can see. Again, as I mentioned, I'm going into each detail, so if you want to skip around different sections, I'll have them in the YouTube chapters down below. So to turn on the car, simply have the key fob within the interior and put your foot on the brake and press this button. And notice everything lights up with the nice animations. We have a 12-inch screen in the center and it's very responsive. Take a look at that navigation system. We also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So I believe going to here, you can select that. It's wireless, which is really cool. And then basically the infotainment system, is excellent. Probably my favorite thing inside the interior of this car. Take a look at the Bronco features. You have this small Bronco emblem, zone lighting. Not too sure what that is. Let's turn it on. All zones. Oh, so it's outside lighting. That's pretty sweet. Let's just jump in really quickly and see how it looks. That's actually my first time checking out this feature. Take a look at that. The side mirrors are actually on. All right. That looks amazing. I bet at night it looks really, really aggressive. Let's just quickly jump back inside and check out all its cool features. All right, so let's just turn that off quickly. So there's that. With the settings, you can basically scroll through, basic stuff. The only thing I don't like is this. It's always there. You can't remove it unless you press on navigation. And then there's this, this button. So you have a larger view, but when you press on mobile apps, it's gonna come back or anywhere else. You can, to switch the views to have navigation displayed on the small screen. So it's a split screen system and it's all right. The only thing I don't like is this driver display. I feel like it's a mess. You can see the speedometer over here on the left, and the rev meter is actually a vertical bar. Let me just zoom in. There we go. So revving the car a bit. Take a look at that. What do you think of this design? Even the speed, it's like it fills up every time you speed. So there's that, and you can customize this view by pressing on these buttons. And it's not the fastest system. These animations are pretty slow, to be completely honest. But I guess it's all right. This is not a luxury vehicle, and it's basically for off-road. So you have all the off-road tech that you need. Scrolling through that very quickly. Take a look at that with this is interesting. Let's keep that when off-roading the car. We don't have paddle shifters, so you have this rocker switch to upshift and downshift. I'm not too sure about it. These are some features that I'm not really used to, but I guess I'm gonna get used to. You can see the grab handle over here with the Bronco. We also have the same for the passenger side. Air vents, they do feel pretty high quality over here. Now the material used around the car, it's pretty hard plastic. It's of good quality. Nothing moves around a lot. Take a look at that. It's a bit from here, and the plastic, but I love the Bronco emblem. You notice we have physical buttons for the climate control, which I love. Take a look at that. This is how you operate it. Blower speed, which is really cool. Changing the temperature. I believe it's a dual zone climate control or not. Maybe it's in sync right now. Yes, dual. There we go. So now it's a dual zone climate control to change the different temperature. Let's turn it off from this button over here. We do have heated seats, which is really convenient. You'll notice this camera button. We have the parking sensors. As you can see, you can turn it on or off. You can turn off the audio from here. It doesn't turn off the screen, so note that. This is the camera system that you get. You'll notice this bird's eye surrounds you. This is a massive view of the road ahead. It's going to be very helpful when off-roading the car. And you also have this view over here. So there's that. And the rear view camera, when you go into reverse, you can actually access it from this button. You're going to have rear view camera and a wider view of that. Again, really, really convenient. And finally, the steering wheel, I forgot to mention that. It's leather wrapped and I love the feel of it, especially through the back. It's pretty plush materials. Again, it's all rubberized, water resistant material. So, I bet if water comes over here, you won't have any problem with the electronics. Cruise control stuff over here with the lane keeping system, pressing on here to keep it on. And when driving, it's going to have these on the side. You have to keep your hands on the wheel though, so it actually works for safety reasons. And then on the right, you have your multimedia stuff with the voice command, telephone. Turn on the air conditioning.
Okay, how can I help you?
Turn on the air conditioning.
Okay, how can I help you?
It's not really working right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna end it off, cancel. So as I mentioned, this car doesn't have the locking differentials because we don't have the Sasquatch package. We have the off-road turn assist, I believe that's the technical name, with the traction control and hazards. Again, these are all rubberized controls, you know, for water resistancy. And then you have this accessory rack if you want to put GoPros. It goes all across the dash, which I think is a really smart feature. We have the AUX controls over there at the top. You can see if you want to connect a light bar, winch, and it's a pretty satisfying clicking sound. I mean, sometimes I'm 60 years old. And then finally touching on the GOAT modes, or goes over any type of terrain. I'm not too sure why they added that. I mean, it would be easier to just say goes over any terrain, or goes over all terrain. We're currently in normal, then go into eco, sport, slippery, and mud and ruts, which is what we're doing today. And you can see it's gonna go into 4 high by itself. And then this is the last mode. Oh, we have sand as well with Baja. All right, so this is a very well-spec'd vehicle. I believe all Wildtraks get all these driving modes. And you can see we have this small Bronco figure. This is for your one pedal driving, the trail one pedal drive. You can see controls for the windows from the center console and the mirrors. Again, all pretty tough plastic over here, and these are rubberized against, you know, water. In terms of practicality in this car, you'll notice we have a decent amount of space in the glove box. And if you open it up from here, and it's pretty deep. You can see I have my mask and some papers over there, but you can see it's pretty deep with a 12-volt power outlet. So again, practicality in this car is obviously great. Let's go ahead and jump into the back seat, see if we can fit there. All right, so to jump into the back seat, you can simply pull on here and then push the seat forward. Let me just jump in really quickly and sit in the back. We actually have a shepherd outside. He's lost his coat, which is really interesting today. I mean, let's just close it up. I'm 186 centimeters, and you can see I do have plenty of space. I'm just kidding, I don't have plenty of space. I mean, it's pretty decent, but you can see I do have wide view of the road, so this is comfortable. We have a cup holder over here. No air vents, as you can see. It says just no step, so you can actually step on it. Be careful. We have a charging port over here. Take a look at that, USB A and USB C. And here's the view of the car. The shepherd is actually still waiting for his goat. And we're off. It's gonna be a bit of a shaky ride, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what the Bronco can do. Come on, there we go. The steering feels actually very light. I wish it was a bit heavier, but I mean, you can see, all right, this is a bit shaky, but you can see the Bronco's doing an amazing job in these not so good conditions right now. I'm gonna use the cruise control downhill that this car offers, that I showed you earlier, but you can see a pretty shaky ride, a steep downhill, but I mean, it's doing a great job. We have a massive camera system, and you can see changing through that, for example, going through the different modes, the bird's eye view. This is a wider view of that. So I'm gonna put it in this hill descent control system. We're gonna set the speed. I believe 3 is enough. All right, so I'm not doing anything, as you can see, except holding the wheel, but you can see it's going down by itself. I'm not putting my foot on the brake or the accelerator, and it's doing an amazing job. Wow, that is pretty impressive. Don't forget, this is not even the Sasquatch package, which adds all these differential locks and whatnot. This is one pedal driving still, so you can see it's lurching. So for example, removing my foot, you can see it applies the brakes by itself. So take a look at that. I'm not even putting my foot on the brake, so let's cancel that from here. I'm really enjoying the open top sensation with the roof off. And there are puddles along the way, so we're gonna dive into those. So yeah, I'm gonna do that again, but I mean now in the uphill, and see how it goes. Come on. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is use the trail turn assist, which supposedly locks the left tire, so I can turn better. There we go. That's actually pretty cool. I can feel it turning pretty damn well. All right. So you can feel some mechanism. I don't know if you guys can hear that. And on the screen it tells me that the left rear tire is actually locked. So it turns like that. All right, that's pretty good. Let's just turn it back off. A pretty tight road, but I mean, it's a playground.
for the Bronco. It's a pretty fun day checking out what the Bronco can actually do. The car has 120 kilometers on the clock. I mean, it's brand new. And I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be handed the keys to the car and drive it on this pretty stiff uphill. All right, so I'm gonna, from a standstill, I'm gonna launch it, whatever the fuck that means. All right, so there we go. Come on, Bronco, come on. There we go, a bit of a shaky ride. More so in the uphill than the downhill. But I mean, it's a fucking beast. Pretty comfortable. I mean, those seats, they do hold you in pretty well. And again, this is a pretty steep downhill. I can't see much, which is why we have these cameras. So I can see where I'm going. Bit of throttle there, come on, there we go. Tilt. Come on, Bronco. Dude, this car is just a fucking machine. There we go, perfect.
Alright, so I'm currently in Kaslik. I just grabbed a pizza and I'm headed over to a small shore I know to take a few pictures and eat our pizza calmly. But I wanted to talk about the driving. I mean, we did some off-roading, not extreme off-roading obviously, but I mean, some basic stuff. So now I'm driving it on the road to see how well it drives. I have to re-mention that we don't have the Sasquatch package, which means it's easier to drive, sort of. We have these smaller wheels and it's very smooth, honestly. Like, you don't even feel that it's a body on frame off-roading thing. It's very smooth, very quiet. Now I can't comment much on the sound because I do have the roof removed. I have to comment though that the brakes are actually crazy. I love those brakes. No matter how fast you're going, they're grabby and they do basically stop the car pretty damn well. And so I'm coming down to the motorway. I currently have it in sport. I'm not too sure what sport exactly does. I haven't really noticed the difference between sport and normal. So let's go onto the motorway and drive it. The side mirrors are pretty massive, that's for sure. I mean, we do have decent power. I hope audio as well. We have a Defender behind us, which is cool. I mean, I would love to compare both cars. Shifting with the rocker switch is not so intuitive as you'd expect. I mean, I wouldn't usually use it, but accelerating, it does pick up speed pretty well. On launch, it's meh, as you know, but I mean, we do have 315 PS, which is honestly enough. So another thing I wanted to talk about, since we're on the motorway right now, is the lane keeping system, which basically scans the lines on the road, and it does work pretty well in Lebanon despite not having a lot of lines. You still have to keep your hands on the wheel because it doesn't work if you don't. I mean, it's not a fully autonomous system. So if I'm slightly moving to the right, it's gonna steer me back into my lane, which is pretty interesting. Accelerating. There we go. I hope audio as well. Wind is actually blowing inside the cabin right now. But the open top sensation in an off-roader is, is really special, especially when off-roading. Everybody is looking on the motorway right now. And that's a Defender 90 that was next to us. That looks pretty cool. All right, so I've come to this really nice location. We're gonna do a launch control. Obviously we don't have launch control in this car, so we're gonna brake boost it. Let's keep it in M for manual. Foot on the brake, no one behind us. All right, 3, 2, 1. There we go, come on. Nice, it does pick up speed pretty well. It's still a massive vehicle, 2 tons almost. But I mean, there we go. Downshift. Downshifting again. I actually launched it in two-wheel drive mode, so note that. I'm gonna try it in four-wheel drive, see how that feels. But I believe we can go down to the shore, to eat our pizza and enjoy the nice view. The thing that I love having a Bronco is that whatever small path you see, you're like, come on, I can do that, I can go. And then it obviously performs as you'd expect. We're going on this tiny little road overlooking the shore. It honestly doesn't get better than this. I'm eating some delicious pepperoni pizza on the roof of the Ford Bronco with the nice view of the sea right now. Ford Lebanon are hooking us up. A huge thanks to the guys there for offering me the Ford Bronco, to really test it today. I hope the audio is good. I feel like I'm shouting right now to the camera. I guess that's it. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Until then, take care everybody. See you soon.